Good day, all. Today, I'm going to just show you how to actually capture your either bank transactions or your petty cash transactions or your credit card statement transactions, whatever you would want to capture to actually report on or to analyze or to evaluate. So I'm going to go to the screen that I'm sharing. So this one is just an example of how you capture data. So this is like a petty cash transactions for people that are doing maybe business where you use cash and then maybe you don't bank the cash. So you would want to analyze your cash, or even if you bank it, but you just want to analyze your cash. So here we go. So every capture must have a date. You must have a date, whether you're doing petty cash, whether it's a bank, if it's coming from bank statement, remember you do a transaction on a particular date. So date should be your first column, and then slip number, because I'm assuming that because you're using it's petty cash, you need to use a petty cash voucher book to be able to actually capture your stuff. So it starts, you can see it's sequential from a one to right to the end. So if you're taking your information from a bank statement, you need actually to have a bank statement number here. And then the supplier code and the supplier funder, this is basically where the supplier you are buying from or you are spending the money on. And then details is exactly what you bought. For example, P&A, yes, I know it's a stationery shop, so I want to know what I bought. So I bought pens here, that's fine. And then amount is the amount that you actually pay. And then the closing balance is your running total. For instance, can you see we started with 7,600, but here we spent 500. So here it becomes 7.1. So it goes down, and then here we reimburse again the petty cash, because when you are spending money, you need to actually invest or to put something to deposit money in the account. So petty cash, you first put money, then you spend, and then you put money again. So I've assumed every first of the month, then we put money in that account. So on the unique listings, so I just want to explain something. So basically, if it's petty cash, you need to actually ascertain which accounts you're going to be utilizing money on before you start. So if it's a company, you need to define which accounts are going to be spending. Is it money going to be used on fuel or gifts or cleaning, whatever it is? So you can't then say, I'm going to spend money to buy maybe say a computer, a laptop from petty cash. Then it's not right. So you need to define your accounts that you're going to be using. Even if on your bank statement as an individual, maybe you're trying to do budget, you need to define what you're going to spend your money on first. Then when you spend your money, then you actually then assess, evaluate based on what you had initially. So suppliers that's the list of the suppliers we're going to be spending money on. And I just created a supplier code because it's good practice to have a code for everything. Just like on account numbers, can you see this is my account description, this is my account number. So on suppliers, so I know ShopRite. So here I just created my code by saying I take the first three letters to the left and then I add a 001. So it's all unique. And then unique dates, periods, and years. This section here, you should have watched my video on unique dates, periods. That should help you on how to do this. So I here on this one, on the package traditional, I did manipulate the data so that I can show you how we used to record the data. And I think some people are still using even the same way of reporting. So here I just added my account description. And then on here, I put in the columns exactly like everything, the unique account number. So I've got one cleaning, computer expenses, entertainment, and then per each bucket, then I know we spend 1,165 for cleaning, 3,560 for computer expenses, etc., right until the end where we have petty cash. So basically, this one, the shortcoming of this one, can you see? Because I've got dates from January right through to May. So in here, so for us to have a meaningful reporting, because you may want to know what is the total pay either January, February, March, April, or May. So that means you need to have maybe 5 iterations of the same thing. So you copy, maybe then make this one, change this one to January, and then you have another one here for February right through to May to December actually. But to do it this way, there's a bit of a shortcoming, because then you need to run another report for you to do your consolidation. But there is an easier way of doing everything on one go. So I'm going to just show you quickly how we do that. So here I'm going to add another column, and I'm going to call it account name. And then I'm going to have my year, and then I'm going to have my period. Right. So that's the first thing. And then because I know because I know what the periods and the years are, the account numbers are. So I will just need to get them from our unique listings. So I'm just going to clear my filter and then I'm going to put it back again. You click. So yeah, so we're going to click data and then filter. So here we go, we got our filter. So here I need first allocate my account numbers first before I do the years and periods. Yes, because it's going to be easier. So I'm just going to first select and select everything. Then I'm going to select my arc lever, counter books, diaries, flat files, highlighters, notepad, pencil leads, pencils, pens, I think glue. Yeah, these are our stationery. So normally I just go get the, so that I'll make sure that it's the exact name, and then paste. Right, so this one is done. So I'll clear my filter here, and then on this column on the account number, then I'm going to uncheck my stationery so that each time when I refresh, it actually gives me the blanks, the ones that are remaining. Let's do fuel. So fuel. So this one, I'm gonna get my fuel. There's my fuel. Come back, hit here, and then paste. And then if you'll see, if I clear here, this list is gone. And then let's do the next one. Maybe let's do gifts. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, these are gifts. Go back to my unique. I'm gonna pick my gifts. So yes. So here I click Control V, which is the same as for pasting. So I'm gonna clear it. Let's do detergents, which is cleaning. So I can type cleaning and then copy all the way to the bottom. Control V, pasted, done, and then clear. Can you see the list is getting smaller? Let's do birthday cakes, bread and milk, which is our staff welfare. Where is staff welfare? Here it is. So yeah, and then we can do client breakfast. I think there's pies, and then roasted chicken and breakfast and Woolworth. So these I'm gonna just categorize them as entertainment. Right. Then copy, paste, and then we can do printing. We are almost done. Printing. So this is, I can just copy that because it's exactly one and the same thing. Right. Here we go. Clear, and then we can do transport, office repairs. We can allocate it to repairs general. And then petty cash. Petty cash is gonna be petty cash. And then printer cartridges, it's gonna be computer expenses because the cartridge is a computer expense. And then last but not least, transport for turtle. So this is gonna be transport. We come here, then we press. Right, so everything is in, and then we can, oh yeah, this one, the balance preferred, definitely it's petty cash, because so if it is a bank account, you open a balance, you then maybe it either the FNB bank account or current account, whatever it is. So here we go. So everything is here. just going to double click to between H and I to make sure that we got a nice space. And then I'm going to bring in the year and the period based on our dates here. And just format this to make sure that it looks the same as that. Yeah. So then we're done. And then maybe let's format these numbers so that this description so that they are the same as that's good. And then we go here, click once, and then go here. Right. So now let's work on the year. So in the year, to use a VLOOKUP, the syntax is VLOOKUP formula. So then you type the value that I'm going to look up in the other table. So this is A3. So if we come to my unique listing, so on our unique dates, can you see there's the date? So the date is the starting column, and then you highlight everything, and then F4. So from here to there, but then we want to get the year. So the next thing that you do is to select what do you want to bring back. So we want to bring in this year, which is in column 2 from 1, 2. So then I say we put in the 2 and then comma 0, which is the same as giving us an exact match. So I'm gonna enter. Can you see there's my 2023, but I can't copy this formula across to the right because if I do that, this one will move. So we need to make this one an absolute. So you click F4, your F4 key 3 times. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is just going to copy this and paste it here. And then, because remember, in our unique listing, so year is column number 2 from here, period is column number 3. So I'm going to come back here, and then I'm going to change this to period, column number 3. Can you see there's my period? Then I'm going to double click to take it right to the bottom. There we go. So everything is in. Now let's do the magic. So I'm just going to select everything, and then I'm going to go insert pivot table. I'm then going to create it in a new sheet. Yeah. So this is a pivot table. This is the way it looks. And then so I want my account name here, and I want my period here, and then I want my amount here. So can you see in a glance, in a short period, I actually know how much I spent on cleaning. For this is period 1, which is January, period 2 is February, and then this is my balance, my closing balance. So petty cash is actually my balance sheet, my replenishment. So this is basically how quickly you can do it. Then if I want to know maybe the details again of what supplier that I used, then I can actually then drop in my supplier code as well as my supplier finder at the bottom. But then you can see this is a bit skewish. So what I then do, I'm just gonna right click there so that I can bring them all in line. Pivot tables, display, and then click on classic. There we go. And then I can take off this guy by clicking. You just right click and then take out this guy. So that is fine. So basically this is what it will look like. So with a supplier, so if you don't want this again, I can just take it out, right click and then click like that. So this is your, so everywhere now where there's these gaps, it means this stuff we spent on 2 suppliers, Checkers and Woolworths. Fuel we bought an Engen, and then there's also Latabile. Petty cash, it doesn't have any supply because it's just a reimbursement. So basically this is how you do it. And then maybe the other thing that formatting it, so you can actually select everything and then come here with a comma, and then if you want also maybe you can just remove the zeros, because then it's easier to see your numbers right. So this is basically how you do it, and then you got your suppliers but by month going across, so in one report. So next month if I get new data, I'll just come and then I'll plug the data under this table, and then just refresh. When I come here, then I'll go this. So yeah, it will be options and then change data source, and then that's it. Then we just drag it to select the new data. So that's how you can do your petty cash or your bank statement in a shorter period compared to you doing it over 5 or so different sheets. I hope this helps. If you need help on actually how to build your either banking capturing sheet or your petty cash, whatever you need, just connect with me. Then I'll actually show you and actually maybe help you to do it. Thank you very much.